Hey everybody, welcome to Studio 64. My name's David. I've been searching the interzones for more science, space and tech news to share with you. Came across this in Futurism. Yes, there's a problem with rescuing the stranded astronauts. SpaceX and Boeing's spacesuits aren't compatible. NASA has some tough decisions to make. They certainly do. Like, seriously. Well, Elon's going to have to send up some spacesuits in the next supply run. Duh. Jesus. God, Jesus. Bloody hell, Boeing and NASA, get your act together. Dear, oh dear. NASA is still busy evaluating the risks involved in returning NASA astronauts. Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore have been stranded on board the International Space Station since early June to Earth. Now, as usual, I'll leave the links to the main article below the video so you can pop in, check out the embedded links, go for a bit of a deeper dive if you want beyond the main article. It makes for an interesting read, believe me. Now, their ride-up, Boeing's Starlemon, has been plagued with technical issues that have forced the space agency to come up with several contingency plans, including apparently a chair on wheels because it goes better than the goddamn Starlemon. Bloody typical. Just launch yourself off the International Space Station back towards Earth. Whee! It's got to be safer than the Starlemon. Now, while NASA and Boeing maintain that Starliner is ready to take the two crew members down to the surface in case of an emergency, there is already an emergency. They're not able to get back home in the damn thing. Despite the possibility of several thrusters malfunctioning, even alternative rideshare options could expose Williams and Wilmore to considerable risks. Alternative rideshare options? What's this, a bloody Uber? What is it, Space Uber? That'll happen one day too, by the way. Guarantee it. I'd like a lift to the asteroid belt. No problem at all. Get out your little app, which of course will be, on a chip embedded in your skull. And you'll be able to get an Uber out. That'll be in the future. Or next week, if Elon Musk has his way. For one, Starlemon's spacesuits aren't compatible with those used on board SpaceX's Crew Dragon spacecraft. That means if the pair were to return on board the SpaceX capsule currently docked to the station, which is one rescue plan under consideration by NASA, they'd be flying without wearing a suit, as NASA confirmed during a teleconference call last week. An unfortunate reality for the space agency that will likely factor into its upcoming decision. Send them some bloody SpaceX capsule, bloody Crew Dragon, bloody suits in the bloody next supply run. They've already had one up there bloody recently. They should have bloody sent it then. Jesus. Duh. Bloody hell. While launch and entry or intravehicular IVA spacesuits, unlike extravehicular activity, EVA suits, are worn as a precaution inside spacecraft in case of cabin pressure loss, they could still prove life-saving if an emergency were to occur. They can also help with temperature regulation, in some cases collect data and pass it on to the spacecraft's software. Now, the reason for the incompatibility between SpaceX's and Boeing's suits is due to the nature of NASA's Commercial Crew Program, which funded the development of both Boeing's Starlemon and SpaceX Crew Dragon spacecraft. Now, for every era of spaceflight before this current one, NASA used a different model of procuring spaceships, explained Swapna Krishna from the YouTube channel Ad Astra in a recent explainer video, adding that NASA used to be deeply involved throughout the entire process. But with Commercial Crew, NASA allowed its private partners to design and innovate, as long as the companies met NASA's board requirements and safety standards, as well as reached specific milestones, one of which is a successful crewed test flight, Krishna explained. And the other one is getting the astronauts back home, which Boeing and its Starlemon have clearly failed. Dear God. Yet the agency did not specify that the spacesuits need to be cross-compatible, a way NASA controls risks by keeping its options as wide as possible in case something went wrong with one option. There we go. Probably DEI. Guaranteed to be DEI. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. As I said, I don't care what you bloody well identify as long as you bloody, keep it out of work. Be a bloody aerospace engineer first. Bloody hell. Everyone goes, you're a big fat bigot, David. Oh, call me all the names you like. I don't give a shit. You're worried about bloody, hurting people's feelings. As I've said before in previous videos, I'm worried about the 2 astronauts getting their bloody backsides hurt because they're burning up in the atmosphere. Look at their feelings. Bloody ridiculous. Now, with Boeing and SpaceX choosing vastly different design approaches, one can't simply be swapped for the other. Even if Williams and Wilmore were to be loaded into an already fully occupied Crew 8 Crew Dragon, and they somehow had suits ready, Krishna explained, the capsule is only configured for 4 passengers, despite originally being designed to be occupied by a crew of 7. That means their suits wouldn't have anywhere to plug in anyway. Oh, make them run behind. You know, parents always threaten to do that to me. When we went away in the car, made too much noise, pull over the car and you can run behind. I don't know, might work. Well, let's try it, I suppose. Well, you could try it once. Fortunately, NASA has an entirely separate option to get the 2 astronauts back down to the ground. SpaceX's upcoming Crew 9 mission, which could be launched with just 2, not 4 crew members, to make space for Williams and Wilmore, allowing them to return sometime in February. In that case, the space agency could simply send up 2 spare suits for both of them, making it a far more convenient option. Or ring Pooty Poots and say, can we get a Sawyer's capsule? They end up landing in Kazakhstan and you never see them again. Well, the American government will do a swap for $6 billion for them or something. Oh, Jesus. Regardless of whether Williams and Wilmore were to return on board the Crew 8 spacecraft or on the next SpaceX ride, ditching Boeing's plagued Star Lemon will still likely sting. Likely? Bloody more than bloody sting. It's bloody anaphylactic shock. Jesus, it's like having a bloody allergy. Unbelievable. The aerospace, well, I can tell you what, Boeing's allergic to bloody quality control, I can tell you that much. Dear oh dear. The aerospace giant and NASA have committed billions of dollars into the capsule's development, so having it return without any passengers on board would be a major vote of no confidence. Yeah. About twice as much as Elon Musk. That's fascinating, isn't it? So the suits are incompatible. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do here. We've got a quick, short little video to finish this little article off, and it's on the Starliner suits, and you can see the difference between reality and PR, shall we say? We'll carry on the conversation. We come out the other side.
Traditional suit that Chris might have worn on the shuttle would be 30 pounds. This suit, what he's wearing right here, is only about 12 pounds. Any type of tablet you'll be able to interact with while wearing these gloves, well suited, fully up in the suit.
Starliner, are you go for launch?
Copy, Atlas Control. We're go for launch. We're ready to take America back into space.
Copy.
Well, that was entertaining. A fine example of PR versus, oh my God, this thing doesn't work. It's fascinating, isn't it? Dear oh dearie me. All right, well, my name is David. Thanks for joining me for another Studio 64 Science, Space and Tech News update. I shall see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. If you're up for it, drop a comment down below the video because I'd love to hear what you think. All right, take care, and as I always say, if you can't be good at it. And as I also always say, please feel free to join us if you've got the time. Saturday, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and we'll do a live stream, and we'll get into some more science, space, and tech news. It should be very interesting. And as I also always say,
I'll be back.